Hi, this is a video on Personal SEO Teaches, how to create pages using WordPress and the Divi theme and integrating Showcase IDX, along with solving some SEO issues that you might not be aware of. So, for example, what we see here on this email is the current client was like, hey, I'm getting these videos on this page are getting a lot of views, but I'm not getting any contact. Nothing's happening. They're just being viewed a lot. And what she's referring to is that on this page, for example, is that when you scroll down, there are all these great virtual tours, and that's the statistics of how many views those virtual tours are coming from. Well, on the virtual tours, there you're not really asking for any information. You're not asking for any information before you see this page. The only thing you're doing at this moment is giving the information away. Even when they click on the virtual tour, they could see the entire virtual tour. Yes, they can click on contact me, but more than likely what's going to happen is that they will just look at the virtual tour and then move on. Also, this links them off of your website, so technically your bounce rate is increasing because once they see the virtual tour, they just close the window and either they're go back to your website, but more than likely they'll just close that. And if that's the landing page they come on, you've just increased bounce rate. So this is how to solve that problem. I'm going to go through a lot of steps here, and I hope that all of this will work. If not, then bear with me. So I have already logged into the back end of WordPress. I've already found this page that is giving a lot of video views. It isn't currently optimized, so that's a thing that we'll take care of. But the problem is that there's just a bunch of video views and then nothing else on the page. So we do have to somewhat fix that problem so that we can start capturing content. Also on this website, we use Showcase IDX, and Showcase IDX is a MLS platform that allows for searches and real estate listings to be shown on the website. So for example, if we go to Parkland, I'm going to open this in a new tab, and scroll down, you will see the listings for sale inside of Parkland. So this is all Showcase IDX, and the beauty about Showcase is that it actually shows as content, which is great. Okay, so there are a few things that need to happen. She has new condo developments, but we actually need to create a page for each and every single one of them. And so I'm just going to pick on the first one, a Burj in Fort Lauderdale. So what we do, since we want the pages to look somewhat similar, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the condo new development page, and we're going to click duplicate this. Now this is a plugin that has already been installed, and that plugin is called duplicate page. And so I'm just going to hit back and then click on the duplicate page. You can also see this if you're editing. I'll show you on the other side. So let's duplicate this page, and then I'm just going to type in, I think I could just type in a Burj and it will automatically go back to the new development. Okay, so apparently I've clicked it more than once. So I'm going to trash one of them because I don't need to have two of them. And then so now when you duplicate a page, you are going to have this exactly. You're going to have the same exact thing, all of the content, everything is the same, but one's going to be drafted. So we're going to go ahead and then edit this page. And the only reason why we're going to edit this page is because I want to make the Burj in Fort Lauderdale. I want to make sure that it's a specific page, and I also want to add in the content. So I am going to go, a Burj condos for sale. And then at the same time, I'm going to make it a child of new condo developments. And then I'm going to hit publish. Now I'm worried that there were other children there and they didn't show, so that's something that I will fix on the other SEO side. Okay, so now you see where it says come and live in Florida, new condo developments, a Burj condos for sale. And then I'm going to highlight this again, and I'm going to paste this in rank math, and I'm going to edit the snippet, and I'm going to paste it into the description, deleting the new condo developments in Florida, or you can just add a Burj condos for sale, as long as it's in there somewhere. However, I tend to just add it just like that for now. When content is added, obviously I want you to come back and add more of a description in here. So a new condo development. So when this is green, this is good. When it is red, it is bad. So they're saying that this is bad because it's 77 characters out of 75. I'm going to let that slide. And then the title needs to match the key phrase. So again, I'm going to erase that title and put that one there. And then you can go from that point. You can also then add separator by clicking on the down thing and typing in separator, and then the same thing by adding in site name or site title. Then how that's going to appear, and you see this kind of move along but nothing really happens, is that it adds in a Burj condos for sale, it adds a separator, and then Kathy Schroeder is the name of the site. Or if we wanted to do the actual come live in Florida, that looks a little bit better. And obviously this is a short description, but that's something that will need to be fixed. So the very first thing that we've done is we've added a title, we've changed the URL, we've made it a parent, a child of the parent new condo developments. We've changed the SEO settings, and now we're going to hit update. We did not change the design or anything about this currently. The only thing that we've done is we've just SEO'd it, titled it, and made it a child. Now on to the design. What I'm going to do in this section is build on front end. You can build on the back if you want to. It's somewhat similar. I tend to like to build on the back end, but for this, we're going to build on the front end. So this is off center and to the left. What we can do is we could change the column structure so that it is, see there is a missing column here, is that so that it's full length, and then now it'll be full length and responsive. This then pops errors. So for example, this was copied and pasted from another item, so more than likely a PDF file, and that's what causes those weird spacings. So just to be aware of that as you start designing. But there are items that you don't need in here. So for example, if you don't want the picture, you could just delete the picture. We could delete all of this, for example, and that's probably what I will do. So I'm just going to click off over here on the white, and then hover over and click on the gear. And then I'm going to delete everything that's in here entirely. The next thing that I'm going to delete but keep is that I need to find that picture. So this whole thing seems a little weird in the layout. So technically we could just delete that whole entire row and go back in and create it. So then the layout is a little bit more general. See, now there's kind of that border that was there. It was pushing to the right before. So we're going to click on the gear here, and I'm going to try and find the Burj picture. So here's the Burj picture, and hopefully it's large. It's not, unfortunately, but that'll do for now. I'm going to center the picture, and then I just hit upload and a new link. So then here is this really nice photo. And you know, on top I want to add the actual key phrase. So I'm going to scroll down a little bit and click on this plus sign, and then just go into text. I'm going to erase what's here. This is all dummy text. And I'm going to click on visual, and then I'm just going to type in Burj condos for sale. I'm going to highlight it, center it, and make it an H1 tag. Great. Now I'm going to click and hold where the mouse moves to that plus arrows in all direction. Click and hold, and then drag it to the top, just like that. So then now when somebody comes to the website, they see a Burj condos for sale. We can adjust the spacing if we want. And then now what we want to do is we want to add that virtual tour. Unfortunately, this virtual tour is not on YouTube. If it was on YouTube, we could embed it, but we can't in this circumstance. So we're going to have to create a button. So click on the sprocket, go to the text, and then grab this link. I'm going to open that in a new tab. And then go from that point. You technically can iframe this in so then the video is there, but I think if you do that, then the views and the items will all get skewed. So if she's tracking it through this paradigm software, then all of that's going to be messed up, all the tracking is. So then now that's done. Now I have the video saved. This section right here, I don't really think I need it. So I'm just going to kill the entire section, this entire section, this entire section, this entire section. So I'm going to erase all of them just because it's not needed. This was a section just for spacing, and so it's hidden, and that's why it's gray. But on this circumstance, I am going to use it. So I'm going to click on the 3 lines, hit enable, and enable it on every device. Now that that's done, I'm going to click on the row. And rows are just technically how many columns do you want? I just want to have 1 column, and I want that column to be a button. And I'm going to click on View Virtual Tour. At this moment, I'm going to take the link from Paradigm and add it to the link here and hit OK. Oh, I want that centered. I'm going to click on the sprocket again, go to Design, Alignment, and then Center. Now the button is center. Great. You can style the button and change the colors and do all of that, but this seems to be a little more cleaner in my mind, so I'm just going to keep it exactly the same way. Now, the next thing that we need to do is we need to add listings. So I'm going to click on the blue button again, and I want a regular section, not full width or specialty, just regular. I want a center section only because the only thing I'm going to show is listings. And then the last item I'm going to do is code. Where is code? There's code. All right, now I'm going to repeat the key phrase, and I'm going to do it in an H2 tag. So I tend to also like to do just listed. This is a personal preference. It has nothing to do with SEO. Having a Burj condos for sale does have to do with SEO, but the just listed doesn't. And then I'm going to hit a colon and hold that there for just for now. I'm also going to decrease the size. So again, all of the stuff you can just kind of change and do as you're doing it. This is literally me designing live on the live site. So I just wanted to show you how easy this could be. So the next thing I need to do is I need to know where a Burj in Fort Lauderdale is. And it is important to know the address of the condo building. And if you know the address of the condo building, then you could just automatically pull all of the listings up from the address. Okay, so here is a Burj. There are some pictures. Now I'm going to go to Showcase, and I'm going to create a hot sheet. So click on New Hot Sheet, and then you're going to, again, type in a Burj. And you could type in condos for sale if you want, or just leave it as a Burj. It's fine. I tend to like to do the list layout. I want to show as many results as possible. I don't care if I show the map in this circumstance, unless I have to draw a thing, and we'll get there. So let's create new search. And then again, we go a Burj. And then we try and let the software figure this out. So if I type in a Burj, and there's beach residences, I just kind of don't know. So let me go to Fort Lauderdale, and that's loaded down here. And then now I'll type in a Burj Beach Residences, which I think that this is it. Let's see, let's zoom in a little bit. Oh, that's way too big because we are specifically looking for a building. So that's a lot for a building. So we could click on the developer's website here. And again, I'm looking for an address, and we can add multiple addresses in the search. So, oh, it just had all the, okay, so here are the listings, and beautifully, they're using Showcase too. So we can kind of take exactly what they did and mimic it on the site. So there's a Burj. There's one listing. It's all the way, it's on 1A next to Coral Ridge. So I am going to do the map situation because that's what the developer did. So there's 1A, and if you get stuck with not being able to see, you could either zoom in and try and find it, and I'm going to do that just for a little bit here. So Coral Ridge, and the street I'm looking for is 22nd Street. Kind of where all those things are. And so I'm just looking for some right there references to what they had. So then here's Coral Ridge right there, and then now I'm looking for 22nd. There's 25th, or does it go down? Okay, and then let me zoom in just a little bit more, and there is 22nd Beach Inn. Look at that right there. And so I'm just going to go back and compare, zoom in a little bit more. And it has this corner right here, Burge Beach Residences. And so again, this is coming off of a competitor's website, which is great. So I'm going to draw this, but I'm going to be a little bit more strategic in the fact that I'm going to draw around the whole entire building, because if you look in the building, it looks like it's two buildings together, and I want to show all of the Burge homes for sale, not just one specific building. So I'm gonna go around the whole building, and I could be wrong, and you could go back in and change this. So you could see the whole entire building right here. I'm going to click draw, and then I'm going to overemphasize the box that I'm doing, because sometimes in listing information the geolocation gets messed up, and overemphasizing is kind of fine. If someone's going to be a stickler that listing isn't in a Burge, then that's going to be fine. Just say, you could blame your web designer, you can blame Showcase, but just having all of the information there in my mind is better than having just a little bit of a corner. Like, I don't know why they didn't include that, and I just might be on a different section of the website. Like, this just might be a Burge residences rather than the whole entire complex. And I want to show the whole entire complex. So now I have the whole entire complex mapped out. So anytime there's a listing for sale in this area, it'll automatically show on the website. So we leave everything else the same and then hit save search. Now I'm going to change this to yes. And the reason being is because I want to show that section of the map. Because if something's a little off and a person inquires about that, then they can see that it's a little off prior to asking the agent a question. Now I'm going to hit create hot sheet. At the very top, there's a brand new hot sheet. I'm going to hit copy. Then I'm going to go back to the website page that we were editing. Click on the gear. After the H2 tag, hit paste, and then hit OK. Now, all of these listings are going to show in this brand new condo development. You could see them, it's beautiful. And at the same exact time in Showcase IDX, under settings and registration, I have changed it to, 1, but I'm going to change it to 0. In other words, for anyone to see this page, since there are listings on it, they are going to have to register and sign in. Remember, the complaint was no contacts, great interest, but no one's contacting me. Why? So therefore, I'm going to make people contact you if they really want to contact you, or they're just going to leave and go somewhere else where they can get their free information. So that's why you make this change, so that when you have things being viewed, now they can you'll get some information. So I'm just going to hit save changes. Now that's all saved, that's changed, and we have one more quick edit to do, and that is on the condos development page. So this Burge page is completely done. I'm going to click on the 3 stars, hit save. This page is done. Once it stops spinning around, I'm going to exit the visual builder. I'm going to highlight the entire URL, hit Control-C or Command-C, go to the condo development page, enable the visual builder. Then I'm going to scroll down and go to the Burge section and change the picture. I'm not going to send them to that anymore. Even the virtual tour I'm going to change, and I'm not going to actually change the term virtual tour. I'm just going to change the link here. I can't get that link. Right. And then you could change this to virtual tour and condos for sale, or kind of whatever you want to say. And at the same exact time, you can literally make this whole entire module a link. So what happened? Ooh, let's spell "and" correctly. All right, virtual tour and condos for sale. You could restyle that later, but that's kind of the idea. And then we're going to click on the 3 lines, click Save, and then click Exit Virtual Builder. And the very first thing that you're going to say is, hey, that's a lot of work. How could you make it easier? And this is how to make it easier. Since we have one done, we have the Auberge condo one completely done. The next time that you click on Edit Page, all you would need to do is hit duplicate this, and then from this point you continue to duplicate this one page. Therefore, you only need to replace the picture, you only need to change the words, and you need to create the Showcase IDX, and everything should work just fine. So that's the best thing to do. She has enough content, everything looks great. There's a bit of SEOing that could be done to make this green, but with little effort, now her Auberge video will start getting more and more leads. So that's how to create a page. That's how to create a child and a parent page, how to embed Showcase inside of that page, how to duplicate a page, and how to make visitors require visitors to sign in when they're looking at listings. So for example, I click on this, and then the listing sign in will automatically come up. Therefore, you're capturing leads now. So all of the pages on the website should be converted to this, especially the ones that are getting a lot of views. The owner of the website should switch to this. This is Personal SEO Teaches how to use Divi, Showcase IDX, create parent and child pages, and how to leverage Showcase IDX to get more leads. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.